Breaking news coming in on the latest updates from the state of Karnataka after the Supreme Court verdict where they made it very clear that they won't fetter the Speaker. Siddaramaiah, Dinesh Gundu Rao as well as Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy are now in the Speaker's chamber meeting with Speaker K.R. Ramesh Kumar. Remember, Congress and JDS have been pushing for the disqualification of the MLAs who have resigned. The Speaker now has a free hand to go ahead and decide his next course of action. And now you've got the Congress-JDS leaders, all of them currently in the Speaker's chamber. Besides Siddaramaiah, you've got Dinesh Gundu Rao, you've got Chief Minister Kumaraswamy, as well as D.K. Shivkumar. So all the top leaders of the Congress and the JDS have come together for this particular meeting with the Speaker. Already the Congress has moved for the disqualification of MLA R. Shankar, who had merged his party with the Congress, and soon after several MLAs resigned, he too had resigned. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us live from Bengaluru with the latest updates on this. Nagarjun, is this another attempt to go ahead and convince the Speaker to disqualify the MLAs who resigned?
Well, that is true. In fact, they are putting out the argument in front of the Speaker as to why the MLAs have to be disqualified. Right now, the action is inside the Speaker chamber. As we speak, Chief Minister Kumaraswamy, Siddaramaiah, the Congress leader, and many other ministers from the Congress cabinet, and also Revana, brother of Chief Minister Kumaraswamy, have been inside the chamber, Speaker's chamber, putting their argument as to why the MLAs, rebel MLAs have to be disqualified. Most likely that there could be a decision is what we are told. A petition against Ramesh Jarkoli and Mahesh Kumtali have been lying in the Speaker table since February, and most likely by this evening Ramesh Jarkoli and Mahesh Kumtali disqualification papers would see a logical end. And also R. Shankar, the independent candidate who had merged his party with Congress party and again flew back to Mumbai and declared his support to BJP. His disqualification papers will also take a result today, is what we have been told.
And you know, Nagarjun, with the Supreme Court actually coming out with this order where not just have they given full liberty to the Speaker to take a decision on the resignations, but also made it clear that they will not compel MLAs to attend, that there will be no compulsion for them to attend the session tomorrow. Are the Congress and JDS's hopes fully pinned on what the Speaker does next? Is that their only hope of actually surviving this protest?
Well, it is not about surviving protest. Also, in principle, they don't have the numbers with them. They have realized that because the rebel MLAs are not flying back to Mumbai, even with them abstaining from the vote, that their numbers, the government numbers, will go down in principle. So they have given up hope, is what we are told. But the thing is, if they are going down, they would take the rebel MLAs down also with the process of disqualification, so that they cannot enter this house till a fresh election is held. So that's what the law says, and Speaker has complete right to take a call as per Supreme Court direction. And also each party is making its own understanding of the Supreme Court judgment, while BJP says there is no whip acting on this rebel MLAs. Congress and JDS have maintained that the whip will act and the disqualification process will take its own course if the MLAs don't attend the session tomorrow.
Right. Nagarjun, just stay with us. Let's also get our viewers a sense of all that's happened in the Supreme Court, which delivered its verdict on the rebel MLA's plea. Now, the Supreme Court has given full liberty, as I mentioned earlier, to the Speaker to decide on these resignations, and has also refused to fetter the Speaker or provide any shield to the rebel MLAs from disqualification. The CJI has said, however, that the court cannot compel MLAs to attend the assembly, and it will be their call on going ahead on attending the trust vote, making it clear that a party whip won't make a difference. This order on MLA's attendance in the assembly will dent the coalition's hopes of winning the protest tomorrow, because the rebel MLAs have already confirmed that they will not be attending the assembly session.
The Speaker has been given time to decide the resignation as and when he wants to decide. But the most important part is that 15 MLAs are not compelled to go to the House tomorrow and vote in a particular manner. Therefore, if these 15 MLAs do not attend the House, the result of the trust vote is obvious.
Supreme Court is Supreme Court. With all humility, as a constituent of the Republic, I say we all hold judiciary in very high esteem. By doing this, Supreme Court has further increased my responsibilities. It is not that they have authorized me to do whatever I want. It is a very sensitive implied direction that they have given to me, that the privilege conferred on you by virtue of Constitution must be exercised very judiciously. I will try to live up to the confidence of the Supreme Court.
All 15 MLAs, those who are resigned, they can't issue any whip, and there is no condition to attend the Vidhan Sabha. That means Kumaraswamy lost his mandate. Tomorrow is going to move confidence motion. When there is no majority, automatically he must resign tomorrow. I welcome the Supreme Court decision. It is the victory of Constitution and democracy.
Happy with the decision of the Honorable Supreme Court. We honor it, and we all together, and whatever we have taken decision at any cost, no question of going back. We stand by our decision, no question of going to Assembly. Thank you.
And let's break down to you exactly what are the big takeaways from the Supreme Court order and why it's so very crucial in the countdown to really the floor test tomorrow. The Supreme Court in its order today said that the Speaker will be given full power to decide on the resignations, and this essentially means that Speaker K.R. Ramesh will decide on his own as to exactly what will happen to the rebel MLAs. Besides that, the Supreme Court order, the CJI particularly said that we will not fetter the Speaker, and the implication of this is that the Speaker can decide exactly what needs to be done, whether it's the resignation or the disqualification of these rebel MLAs. Also, the Supreme Court in its verdict today said that the trust vote will continue, so that's on schedule. There were questions about whether the trust vote will be delayed, but the floor test will take place as scheduled tomorrow. The Supreme Court also said that we cannot compel MLAs to attend, and this is possibly the biggest takeaway, the biggest implication really for the coalition. A whip will not apply for the MLAs. Now, they will not be forced in any manner to attend the session or take part in the trust vote tomorrow. Let's go across to Nagarjun Dwarkanath as well as Anisha Mathur for more details on this. Anisha, to you first. We just broke down what are the big takeaways from the Supreme Court or from the verdict really that they delivered earlier today. The biggest possible message is as far as what the CJI said about not compelling MLAs, and that really changes things as far as Karnataka goes. If you could give us a sense of exactly what the Supreme Court had said when speaking about MLAs' attendance in the Assembly.
Well, the Supreme Court has very clearly said that the 15 MLAs cannot be compelled to attend the Assembly session neither tomorrow nor till, in fact, any further orders from the Supreme Court. So if it effectively means that they, because the MLAs have said that they are not attending the trust vote tomorrow, they cannot be forced to attend or vote in a particular manner. But we're also seeing certain developments from the Congress party, as my colleague Nagarjun was also talking about. They are in a huddle. They are trying to figure out how to turn this into some sort of advantage. We just saw senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi has just given a statement where he's saying that there is no deadline or date to the Karnataka speaker, and that the speaker is free to take a decision on the resignations and disqualifications of the rebel MLAs. Remember, there is already an existing disqualification proceeding against several of these rebel MLAs. What Singhvi has also said is that there is no date fixed for voting in the trust vote. The debate starts tomorrow, and that is a very, very crucial indication coming in from the senior advocate, the senior who's also a senior Congress party leader. It may be that this is where the Congress is putting its hopes on, that they may extend the time of the trust vote debate. We've also seen the kind of criticism of the Supreme Court verdict coming in from the Congress party, with spokesperson R.S. Surjewala saying that this seems to be a violation of the basic structure doctrine, which is that of separation of powers, and the Supreme Court is interfering. But we'll have to see how this numbers game will now play out in the Karnataka.
What you also importantly told us here is that the drama begins tomorrow but doesn't necessarily end tomorrow. The debate will begin, but as far as the trust vote really goes, as far as the voting itself goes, it could take longer. Nagarjun, the bit where the Supreme Court said that MLAs aren't compelled to attend the assembly, and the fact that a party whip will not apply anymore, that's being seen as really the last nail in the coalition's coffin.
Well, most certainly, yes. In fact, the BJP, as per the sources, have convinced the rebel MLAs that the whip is not in place because the Supreme Court itself has given a direction that the MLAs cannot be compelled to attend the voting session tomorrow. But the Congress and JDS have maintained that, of course, the MLAs cannot be forced, but as long as they are a member of the Legislative Assembly, the whip will be enforced and action will be taken if they don't attend the session or if they abstain themselves. So, big dilemma in front of the rebel MLAs if they have to go by the BJP or if they have to go by the Congress and JDS interpretation.
Absolutely. Nagarjun, Anisha, stay with us. Let's also break down as to exactly what happens, why the attendance of these MLAs is so very crucial for the coalition. We're breaking down the numbers for you first. If the party whip applied and the rebel MLAs were forced to attend the trust vote tomorrow, here's how the numbers would have stacked up. And as you can see, it would have been clearly in favor of the coalition, with the Congress at 79, the JDS as 37, as they were before all of this rebellion, all of this drama took place. And if the whip had been applied, if the MLAs had to attend, the coalition would have swept that floor test. But now that a whip does not apply and that these rebel MLAs don't need to attend, they made it clear that they are going to stay in Mumbai. What really happens? It completely changes the numbers, it completely changes the narrative in favor of the BJP. This is the scenario after the entire rebellion took place, and as you can see, it is in favor of the BJP in this particular circumstance.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.